Captain Protein here, and what's that sound? Yes, it's a sound for another episode of Captain Protein's Kitchen. And today, we're going to show you how to make a 30-minute protein bagel without using yeast. Oh, using Greek yogurt, the most amazing bagels I've ever had in my life. Before I start to show you the whole recipe and how we make it, I always like to give a shout out and wear a different t-shirt. Today I'm wearing a CJ La Fragola, who's got a big fight. He's an MMA fighter. He's got a fight coming up on February 9th. He's just turned pro. He's 1-1 as a pro, and he's 8-0 as an amateur. He's up and coming. Guaranteed you're going to see him as a UFC champion one day. All right, and here's his Instagram, at La Fagola. Follow him on Instagram. He's CFFC 129. Follow him on there. All right, CJ. Go for the win, baby. AKA Rocky. That's what I call CJ. And the boys at Nick Catone's. He trains at Nick Catone's. Corey Overtime Anderson, former UFC superstar, now Bellator. I believe he's the light heavyweight #1 contender. Is in his corner. Shorty and all the other guys in there will be in his corner. Check him out. All right, so here we go with a bagel that doesn't require hours, days to rise. And then we're going to start off now. Here's how it goes. First, we're going to put 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Now, I like to... We got 2 cups. 1. We got 2 cups of flour. All right. Now, here we go. I'm going to put 1 tablespoon of baking powder. The baking powder is going to be how these bagels rise. So 1 tablespoon in there. Put it all in the same bowl. I like to use my mixing bowl that I use for my blender. All right, now we're going to also, I'm going to bump it up a little bit with some of our unflavored protein powder that we have. I'm going to put a scoop in there, or you could use either no protein powder, because we're going to use Greek yogurt, which is 3 times the amount of protein in regular yogurt. That's going to make it high in protein as it is, but I'm going to even bump it up more. I'm going to add 30 grams of our unflavored whey in there, Captain Protein's unflavored whey. Now I'm going to put a little salt in there, because we're in a humid place. We keep our salt in our refrigerator. All right, so I'm going to put a tablespoon. Now you can not put the salt if you have high blood pressure or something, want to avoid making salt free, you can. So we got 1 tablespoon and about 1/4, and there you go. That's in there. Now what we're going to do, we'll take that whole mixture here, and I'm going to take, I got a big fork. See why I like using this fork instead of a spoon? Fork is better because then the flour goes in between and the baking powder goes in between. I'm going to mix that up so I get it all mixed up. All right, there you go. Yee-hee! Mix it up. Do a little twist. Oh, I'm going to tell you, these will taste just as good as the best New York bagel. I guarantee you. And they're bumped up with protein, and because we're using the Greek yogurt, it's got probiotics in it. So not only is it good for your muscles, it's good for your gut. All right, so now I'm going to take my Greek yogurt. I'm going to take my little cup. And if Mr. Cameraman can show, well, I like to put my flour in a big container here. You see that? Get yourself a big Tupperware thing, Walmart, any of the stores, $5 store, whatever, and put it in there if you bake a lot. And this way you can put it on the countertop, and it's nice and safe, and know what that gets in there. All right, now we're going to put 2 cups of Greek yogurt. So we got our Greek yogurt. Now I'm using a Greek yogurt that has fat in it. You can use, if you want to make it fat free, you can. I'm going to spoon it in there, right, nice and easy here. We got 1 cup. Alrighty here. Yeah. Look at how good that looks. Okay. 1 cup. And we'll put 2 cups in there. It's a very easy recipe, even those people who've never worked with bread before and stuff. It's not that hard. You may have to do a couple of runs to get it perfect, but at the end they make great sandwiches, egg sandwiches. They also make great just with some butter on it, or just eat it plain on the go, because basically the amount of protein is going to be about 22 grams of protein in there, which is equivalent to eating 3 eggs with a bagel, but in the bagel. How fantastic is that? Like Arnold would say, that's fantastic. Yes, it is. All right, now we got our cup over there. Let's put our Greek yogurt back in our fridge. Now we're going to take our mix. We're going to mix it all together. Now it's going to be a little sticky when you mix it. All right, so I'll show you. I'm going to mix it up there. Always preheat your oven before you start too. Preheat your oven at 375. This way, by the time you're done, it'll be ready to rock and roll. I'm going to mix it up here. Here we go. Mix that up. All right, it's getting there. A little bit more. Now you don't have to use the protein powder, but I like to bump up a little more. But remember, the protein powder is going to make it a little dry. So if you can see, that looks a little dry to me. So usually what I'm going to do is I'll take a little more protein, not protein, Greek yogurt. I'll throw like another tablespoon in there. Boom, there we go. And then we're good to go. All right. Perfect. Let's mix that up. Mixing it up there. Now you're going to want to use some flour, because when you work with this dough, it's going to be very sticky. Extremely sticky. So what I'm going to do, now this should make about 8 bagels. You can weigh them out like 4 on your scale, like 4.2 ounces or 4.3, somewhere in there, or you can just cut it in 8 equal parts if you want. All right. So now that's mixed up. If you look, it's going to be a little sticky to my hands. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that. You want to get parchment paper. I already have my parchment paper here. I'm going to throw some flour on it. My parchment paper. Woohoo! All right. So you can get your parchment paper at any store. You want to use it because you're going to want to use parchment paper for when you bake too, so stuff doesn't stick. All right, now we're going to, if you can see what it looks like, it's going to come out like that. A little bit more. Okay, now I'm going to take the dough with my hands, right? And I'm going to work it a little bit. To where everything is together, a little bit more flour. As you see. For today's purposes, I'm not going to really weigh it out. Not a big deal. We only weigh them out when we're selling it on our site. This way it's all even. But you could just kind of eyeball. All right, we're gonna put our dough together. See, so my dough is coming together. Look at that. Oh, that dough is coming nice. You wanna you pat your dough down. Work it around the circle here. You can see. All right, there we go. Figure about 5 minutes. Take you to work the dough. You'll get better as you work with it. This is a great thing to do with the family, with the kids and stuff. You know, teach your kids how to bake. I've been baking my whole life since I've been 10 years old. So that puts me at 56 years. It's amazing. Nothing better than homemade stuff. First of all, homemade is healthier, number one. And adding extra protein and the Greek yogurt makes it even boom, boom. Those many bumps up. All right, here we go. So now, what we're going to do is we're going to take our pastry knife. And I'm going to cut it in half. Let's see where it's about half. There we go with the half. Now I'm going to go cut it in fours. We got fours. And now I'm going to cut each one, so I'm going to get about 8. We're going to get 8 out of this, okay? You may see a little bit of the stuff stick to your thing. It should look like that. That means you got the right consistency. If too much is sticking, then it's not. All right, so now we get about 8 equal parts. Now we're going to take one like this, and we're going to, again, you should have a little bit of flour on there, roll it in a little bit of flour, and I'm going to make a ball, all right? And I'm going to make a ball, all right? So if you see the ball here like this, there you go. I'm going to lay this down. And once I make all 8 balls, about 5 minutes, I'm going to let it rise a little bit. We'll put it down there, and I'll see you in 5 minutes, and then we'll start making the bagels. Okay, now after 5 minutes of letting your bagels, you put them in balls, and now you're going to make the bagels, put the hole in the middle. You're going to have an egg wash. You're going to use a whole egg, and you're going to want to use 1 teaspoon of water. Whisk that up. All right, ready to rock and roll. All right, a couple punches in the way. I gotta have fun while you bake. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do an egg wash on both sides, and we're gonna put our seasoning. We're gonna put the sesame. You can either put sesame seeds. So I got sesame seeds here. I put them in a little mini loaf pan, and I have everything seasoning. You can buy it at any store. Eventually we'll put it on our site, CaptainProteins.com. You'll be able to get the stuff there. But now I'm going to show you how you're going to make the bagel. All right. So here I am with the dough. I have it in the bowl, right? I'm going to go like this, put a little flour on both sides. And take my thumbs, put it in the middle, and make a nice bagel. Do 1, boom. I'm going to put it on my pan here. So you see that bagel there? I put a little flour because it's going to be sticky. Now we're going to take the egg wash. I'm going to show you, we're going to put our egg wash in. So you're going to have a brush. I like this brush here that I use. I'm gonna start with sesame seeds, or you can do it plain if you want, or onions. I'm gonna wash up that little bagel there. It's gonna give it a nice brown flavor on the outside. Oh, can you just taste it now? Oh, the utter excitement. Imagine making these for the first time. Every time I make it, it's like the first time. Oh, here we go here. I'm going to take some breadcrumbs. Not breadcrumbs, sorry, misspoke. Sesame seeds. Put sesame seeds on here. All right, we got them on there. All right, we got that side. Now, see, most places don't do both sides. But in Captain Protein's kitchen, we do both sides. Gotta have it on both sides. So now I'm gonna flip it around here. All right. Now, Mr. Camera, if you look at what's in the bottom there. Now I'm gonna egg wash that. Oh, look at that glisten. Look at that. Yee-hoo. Yee-hoo. Yes. All right. Here's our sesame seeds. But guess, you know what? It just told me I'm going to make one with sesame seeds on one side and everything seasoning on the other side. Ho! Can you feel the excitement? Look at that right there. And there you have it right there. You're going to bake this in your oven. Put it preheated at 375 for about 25 to 40 minutes. Put it on 25 minutes first. Make sure you check it. We'll see you in 25 minutes with the finished product. All right, amazing. Here they are. Look at that. Woo-hoo-hoo. Professional bagels right there in 30 minutes. 20 grams of protein, probiotic in there from the Greek yogurt. It's good for your gut. One of these bagels is like eating a bagel with 4 eggs in it. Amazing. Now here's the test. Now you gotta have one of these with butter. Or cream. I prefer butter than cream cheese. So let's cut where's the one that here's the one I made like this. What's great about these things is they're soft too. They're not as hard as a regular bagel, so they're great for sandwiches. You don't have to make the holes as big if you don't want. Like that there. Oh. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Look at the steam. I don't know if you can see. Now look at the holes there. Look at the steam come off that. That is amazing. Okay, so now folks, let's give the money a shot. Woo! Let's put a little butter in there. And by the way, I'll show you how to make your own homemade butter, flavored butters. A little butter in there. Let's put it in there. 1, 2. Butter. Here we go with the butter. Let's put the top on. And now since I got both the best size, let me give that a little cut in half. Oh, look at that. And oh, woo! Let's see. Captain Protein says, till next time.